You've been told that vegetables are the key to a healthy heart. But what if I told you that some vegetables could be silently harming your heart, especially if you're over 60? Every bite you take if you're older than 60, everything you eat and every behavior you have that you think is healthy can directly affect your emotions. But what if I told that some of the veggies you consume, yes, vegetables, might be had every day? Slow. As a heart specialist, I've witnessed this occur way too frequently when seniors enter what my clinic believes they're doing. Everything is fine, even chopping and eating greens, avoiding fried food and sweets, but what I am unaware that some vegetables, when consumed improperly or in combination using drugs, can discreetly push their heart towards failure. Some people elevate your blood pressure that is influenced by other factors, drugs that can save lives, and some even possess germs that your body is now aging may make one less capable of. I'm pleading with seniors in this video to fight, to cease consuming these 5 veggies or at least alter their preparation. I'll go over each one with you, why it's dangerous, and to keep you safe, friendly substitutes. The good news is that you can prevent these hazards. All you have to do is know what to search for and what to stay with me, please, since the first veggie may already be in your refrigerator, correct? Now, if you haven't, before we delve in, subscribed, however, I advise you to click that, press the button to activate the bell so you never don't miss this additional health advice tailored to. If you like this video, please type it in comments. If not, enter 0 to allow me to understand how I might create more quality material for when taking heart medication. You take 1. Spinach. Spinach turns into powerless. Spinach is a type of leafy vegetable that is a superfood, as we've always been informed, and it is for a lot of individuals. But what if I told you, no, elders over 60 in particular, for people taking cardiac medication, spinach can quietly becoming more serious health. As a heart surgeon, I've encountered many risks. An excessive number of patients think they're eating healthily only to learn about a clean diet is getting in the way of. Spinach is a life-saving remedy that is packed with vitamin K, being an essential component for blood coagulation. However, the risk for those using warfarin or other blood thinners frequently recommended following a heart attack, stroke, or atrial fibrillation. Too much vitamin K can reverse fibrillation, the very defense that medicine gives it the ability to thicken blood, reverses the effects of the medication, and worst, most elders are unaware of this to start. Contact is even taking place. You sense okay, you believe your medicine is functioning, but in the background, softly your body is becoming less resistant to a blood that kills. I've treated folks who had clots, deadly clots, or several strokes, all since they began incorporating big spinach salads or smoothies into their everyday meals without being aware of the adversary's impact. The inconsistency is whether you plan to eat or not. It does so consistently and in moderation. And always let your doctor know, especially when you're changing your diet, what you consume can either improve your medication or sabotage. In actuality, not all vegetables are beneficial for the heart for all seniors, and some can cause more harm than a portion of fries, if you're not focused. So if, in a subtle way, spinach can overwhelm a medication, what other innocuous vegetables may be emerging covertly? Risks in your bloodstream. Let's discuss the following. 1 popular favorite is concealed in your fridge now, but it's still full of more salt as opposed to a bag of chips if you continue to observe, and I hope these insights are useful. Please let me know in the first remark below. Now that you're with me, let's proceed to number of points. The salty trap is 2. Pickled cucumbers. Cucumbers pickled that is getting tighter around your heart. They're acidic and snappy, and frequently the ideal pickled side for a sandwich. Pickles or cucumbers seem innocuous, even refreshing, but for older adults, 60 plus, particularly those having a track record of high heart problems or blood pressure, this a harmless snack could be causing more harm. More than you realize that most people don't give it much thought. A few of pickle slices, but in actuality, those little green slivers are soaked in a sodium-rich brine more than 1,000 milligrams per serving. Occasionally 2/3 of the daily salt requirement is that amount suggested for senior citizens. In simply, a sodium from a handful of pickles is more than just it is a substance that retains water in your circulation, raises your blood volume, and exerts tremendous pressure on your blood vessels and heart over time. Hypertension results from this pressure, arterial stiffness, and, eventually, the heart failure. Patients have come to me wondering why they continued to have excessive blood pressure. Even though they were eating healthily, they had stopped exercising, and fried food even ceased. Drinking. but they were unaware of the pickles in a little mound on their plate might have been the factor gradually undermining their development. The part that's frightening, salt damage doesn't signal itself. Instead, there are no symptoms until a stroke occurs. Or pain in the chest, or the alarming news of heart congestive renal failure if you're older than 60. Not as effective at filtering salt, and your arteries are more susceptible. Even healthier are pickles and canned vegetables. Soups may contain unnoticed amounts of salt that undo all of your hard work in the kitchen in silence. Reading flavors and labels at home meal that uses lemon or herbs in place of salt more capable of saving your heart than you. I understand. However, there are there's another danger in your kitchen. Veggie that appears to be totally benign until you become aware that it is igniting inflammation and subtly increasing your every food raises blood pressure. Therefore, let's discuss that. The next 3 furious red chili peppers. Chili peppers are red component that is nourishing your heart. Food is more of a downfall for many seniors. More than sustenance, it's culture and memory. Nothing delivers that, not even comfort. Vibrant like a hint of spice or a splash of crimson chili pepper adds a burst of heat to a spicy stew. It's customs, taste, and fervor. But many people are unaware that this tiny, flaming vegetable might be starting a sluggish burning fuse inside your red chili peppers with a chest, particularly the hot, concentrated types, causing a series of bodily reactions that encourage the growth of your nervous system, raise your heart rate and release adrenaline. For a younger, healthy individual, this could not be an issue, but after 60 years of age, when the heart is more stiff and the arteries are more responsive to this additional stimulation gets risky, as I've observed older patients with heart problems enter my clinic. Palpitations, tightness, or surges in the chest in blood pressure frequently follow a hot supper, but they didn't suspect the offender. The issue with pepper isn't just heat, it's your blood's reaction to stress. Vessels constrict, causing spikes in blood pressure. And whether you have heart disease already or one spicy dinner that can cause hypertension and force your heart to beat dangerously might eventually lead to an attack. Regular intake of spicy chili peppers may cause long-term irritation in your circulatory system, deteriorating the specific channels that your heart uses to keep you alive. I'm not saying you have to live today without taste, but fire is not necessary. To add mild herbs and garlic to meal to make it appetizing. Citrus and ginger can enhance your dishes. Listen, alive without straining your heart. The foods you're craving could be soothing, but it shouldn't come at the expense of the price of heart strain and whether spicy foods are damaging your heart in a silent way. What about something that receives recognition for healing, but raw food can turn dangerously quickly? You might be shocked by 4 raw garlics after that. When uncooked garlic, the medicine of nature, turns against you. Heart garlic is deserving of its position in the centuries-old field of natural healing. It has received recognition for reducing blood thinning due to cholesterol and promoting heart health in a large number of elderly. Put a lot of faith in it by adding raw cloves to their food or even ingesting it similar to medicine, and garlic can, when used improperly, they can be extremely potent. Can subtly turn into poison, which most people are unaware of. Raw garlic has strong blood-thinning properties, and when paired with certain cardiac drugs, particularly anticoagulants like aspirin or warfarin, for example, can be harmful. Intensify their impact, so your too thin blood could increase the possibility of internal bleeding, bruises, and sometimes potentially fatal. I've handled patients with hemorrhages who had unstoppable nosebleeds, black stools or unexpected blood clots. Pressure while thinking they were being in good health with garlic, but it goes beyond bleeding when consumed uncooked. Garlic in big amounts can also reduce blood pressure. Suddenly, for someone who is currently taking medicine for high blood pressure, which can induce lightheadedness, exhaustion, or even fainting eventually, the heart doesn't get the necessary blood flow, and that's where the frustrating part starts. When actual damage occurs. You seem to be doing everything. Yes, you're not consuming junk food. Being irresponsible, you're only putting your faith in a cure that has been praised for generations. In actuality, even organic foods have boundaries, and your body changes around age 60. How it reacts to meals and the greatest choices for your health in medicine are created not only according to custom but also from knowing to use garlic if you enjoy it prepared and in moderation, but always communicate with your physician prior to starting a daily. Do not consume raw garlic since it may be harmful. What about something at all, in silence? More typical, something crisp and fresh, frequently consumed uncooked, but may be carrying a hidden adversary that you are unable to discover what's hidden within that healthy. Let's have a peek at the sprout. The innocent 5 raw sprouts are closer. Uncooked sprouts, a deadline that could ruin a senior's heart. They appear full, lively, and new. Uncooked sprouts such as lucerne beans or mung sprouts are frequently commended as a superfood for their enzymes and crunch and their pure, unadulterated energy for numerous seniors with health concerns. Throwing a handful onto a salad or sandwich, such as the appropriate decision, but behind there, despite its delicate appearance, there is a concealed risk that can subtly damage your heart and your well-being. Sprouts thrive in warm, humid conditions. The exact circumstances in which bacteria such as Listeria, Salmonella, and E. coli flourish, whereas younger adults might recuperate from foodborne infections that cause discomfort. Seniors are far more likely to harsh effects on our immune systems as we age. Systems become less robust, and the body's capacity to combat diseases more slowly and less effective than what begins as a gentle stomach pain can quickly turn into dehydration, sepsis, or a hazardous inflammation of the lining of the heart, condition known as. In my years of treating elderly patients with endocarditis, I've seen patients with heart issues. How a seemingly innocuous object like a tainted sprout resulted in hospital stays due to abnormal heartbeats or congestive heart failure that has gotten worse, though when the body is occupied, it cannot repair the heart, battling an infection, and these infections are frequently overlooked until they are well late. You try, and the irony is heartbreaking. Should consume clean, fresh, and green food solely to be harmed by the meals that are supposed to feed you, which is why raw sprouts must never be dismissed. If you must savor them, prepare them briefly first. Steaming or sautéing can eradicate dangerous microorganisms, while maintaining taste and diet. On the path to safeguarding your heart is more than just what you eat, how it is consumed and how your body can deal with it now rather than 20 years ago. And what if a sprout carries such a risk? Foods that pose no threat to their own, but when combined, they become detrimental. What's the situation with typical heart medications? Perhaps sitting on your plate next. What should seniors eat tonight at 6? What can seniors eat to actually preserve their hearts? To actually safeguard the heart after discovering which vegetables may do subtle injury to your heart. Be curious, what can you eat? Foods that actually aid with heart healing, grow and prosper after 60. The solution lies not in fad diets or magical cures. Components that make up the actual whole veggies that help you age. Heart special requirements for nutrients that lower blood pressure, balance and inflammation, support blood vessels and function in harmony with your prescription drugs rather than in opposition to. They roasted the broccoli slowly while steaming it. Sweet potatoes, sautéed kale, and carrots, healthy legumes and cooked tomatoes, such as green beans and lentils, are all these dishes are rich and wonderful selections in potassium, fiber, antioxidants, and plant substances that provide active protection your arteries and alleviate the pressure on the heart as opposed to salty or raw sprouts. These veggies are good for pickling your body's ability to support and digest steady blood pressure and sugar levels. Your heart doesn't require severe diets. They require regularity, equilibrium, and meals that return the favor. I've seen patients change their minds. Health without the use of drugs independently, but by creating a plate that's straightforward, soothing, and warm cup of a baked root vegetable, steamed greens, and bean soup bowl. These minor decisions, daily action, can undo years of silence harm. And if you're concerned about nutritious food, it must be boring or tasteless. Rethink using herbs like turmeric and rosemary. Moderate amounts of garlic and fresh lemon add taste without causing stress to the food. Feed not only your heart but also your spirit, but you know what to eat now. You have one more item to do. Thus even the greatest vegetables aren't able to assist a heart that is being undermined by. Let's discuss one tiny but fatal habit regarding that next. A heart with time left, a heart that has not yet. How long has your heart been pounding for you? Since the day of your birth, more than 2 billion times before you're 60. It has never made any requests in back, but it's now requesting. You're getting older doesn't mean giving up. It's about gaining knowledge and insight. Implies becoming aware that what used to you might no longer be able to use your body, as veggies that aided you when you were younger might now subtly hurt you if consumed the incorrectly, at the wrong moment, or in tandem the incorrect drugs. But this is fortunately, the damage hasn't been done yet. Every little alteration you make isn't final. What you eat and what you don't eat today, you can start to move the way you relax. Reversing years of quiet stress, I have witnessed elders who were exhausted, breathless, and defeated return with improved mental clarity, stronger pulses, and lighter steps, not because they did something drastic, but since they were compensated, they paid attention to their bodies. One day at a time, they made better decisions. You don't have to be flawless all the time. All you have to do is keep your heart steady. Still has strength and time, and still has affection to offer you, your family, and this life that you've worked so hard for difficult to build. So get started now and go over your plate again. Reconsider your routines and take back your vitality, since your subsequent heartbeat is a present, and you can have it. Safeguard. These lectures are intended to encourage you to live life to the fullest, and sincerely, I would love to hear from you. Pause to consider and share one thing you have discovered and intend to put into practice in your own life, and let's help each other on this path to accepting these truths. Please let me know if you like this video. If not, feel free to post a remark with one. Feel free to leave a remark with no comments. Is very important to us, so please remember to like, please subscribe to and share our YouTube channel. Thank you for subscribing to our channel. Thank you for viewing, and happy living. Living according to your own terms. Talk to your doctor. Get your blood pressure checked. And next time you reach for that vegetable, remember, your heart is counting on you.